Peace, 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 peace. Love, bliss, and honor to everyone that comes in. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. This is going to be not too long of a build. Want to go over a few things just so you guys can understand some things that are going on now and preparing for a few things. Peace and bliss, peace and bliss. I want to make sure that we are all on the same page. Peace, Chief Kokomo. Make sure we are all on the same page. Peace, 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 Kato. When it comes to being prepared, right? There's a lot going on right now when it comes to our food. I don't know if you notice when you go to the store sometime, you might look on the shelf and there's a few things that are, kind of empty. You may see a few things here. The shelves may be full over here. You go down another aisle and, there's a few things missing off the shelf. And some of the shelves are half stocked. And you might be looking for an item and they don't have it. They haven't had it. I've actually went to 2 different stores looking for my water and they didn't have my water. I had to get a different water. So there's a lot of things that are coming up short right now. We have to be very, very careful in preparing ourselves so that our families do not go in need of the things that we should be able to provide for them or have ready for them. I'm going to start with this quick video and I want you guys to pay attention to some things that you can do. It's a quick box for stockpiling foods. Okay, so
stay tuned and I'll show you one simple way that you can be prepared for whatever is coming our way. Hey guys, it's Gerald with Get Prepared. Welcome back, everyone. And if it's your first time visiting us, welcome. Feel free to hit that subscribe button and stay a while. I've noticed something lately is I've been out running my errands, doing my grocery shopping and things like that. Shelves seem to be getting emptier and emptier again. We're hearing more talk of shortages and we're seeing it more and more with our own eyes. I think that I've personally become less in tune with what's going on over the last couple of years because I, like many others, don't spend as much time inside the grocery stores as I used to. I've been doing pickup orders so much of the time, it's become really kind of the norm to do a pickup order or get delivery from the store right to your door. So I do notice as I'm doing my online shopping that I see things out of stock a lot, and sometimes things will remain out of stock for an extended period of time, but it's not quite the same effect as walking through the store and seeing the empty expanses of shelves.
Period.
And then more recently, we started hearing it rumored that institutional kitchens were warned to have 10 days of food on hand in case of prolonged supply chain disruption. Institutional kitchens, that would be things like hospitals, prisons, nursing homes, things like that. Now, locating an original source for this piece of information is a bit like a wild goose chase, but what I usually find is that things like this usually originate from at least some kernel of truth. So if this is what they're being warned and this is what our government is mandating, it begs the question, what do they know? Do they know something that they're not telling us? Because my first thought is having a 10-day food supply is always a good idea. It's a good idea for all of us all the time. In fact, that would be the bare minimum, especially if you have a whole institution full of people who are depending on you for their every meal. So what has changed? Why the sudden urgency? I mean, there are a whole plethora of things that it could be, not the least of which is going on overseas. That situation is always evolving. It could be a fuel issue that they're expecting. It could be tensions escalating at any point in the supply chain, whether it be rail transport or maritime transport. It could be an impending financial collapse. There is such a huge percentage of our banks that are insolvent or potentially insolvent. Whatever the case may be, it's clear that there are a number of factors to watch. And really, this just underscores the fact that we all really need to be ready for the possibility of supply chain failure for any of these reasons and more. And we need to be ready to fend for ourselves and really plan for a period that could potentially be much longer than 10 days. We all need to have a good balanced supply of shelf-stable food on hand, as long as you have the space and the money. And honestly, where there's a will, there's a way. I think that for most people out there watching, it might take some figuring and finagling, but almost anyone can eke out some space in their home and some dollars in their budget to build at least a modest, basic food storage. It may not be easy and it may require some discipline and some thinking outside the box, but it can be done. I think most of you out there get it. That's why you're here. But we need to spread this message and make sure that our friends, our families, and our neighbors prepare themselves as well, because that's where a lot of the danger will be. It will come from the unprepared. Fortunately, there are a lot of folks who do get it, a lot more than there used to be. But then there are a lot of people who kind of saw the light, started to build a food storage for hard times. And then at some point recently, they've kind of said, okay, danger's over. I'm not using this stuff. And then they just start getting rid of it. Everything they had built, giving it away, throwing it away. That's just not the way it works. It has to be maintained as a long-term lifestyle, because if you give it up, then what? You see the next crisis coming, you run out and buy it all over again. So many things can come at us with no advance warning at all. And even if you do get a bit, that's not prepping, that's panic buying. Preparedness is planning and preparing for the worst of times during the best of times. I think the problem lies with people who are stockpiling food for emergencies that they wouldn't eat otherwise. Your food storage should be an extension of your normal everyday pantry, and you should just rotate through it. And this should be practiced until it all becomes second nature. So when you plan your food storage, take a look at how you actually eat. What meals do you normally eat? Take a look at those meals and think about which ingredients are shelf stable that you can stock up on, and then take a look at the perishable or fresh ingredients you use and figure out shelf stable versions or substitutes. I often recommend people start out by planning a week's menu of meals that you can make with all your stored ingredients and put those things away, those meals. Then you can add another week with a different menu, or just repeat the first week over again. If you do that, you've just built a 2-week food supply. You know it's complete, you know it's balanced with foods that you will eat. You won't be existing on beans, rice, and beef jerky, and you won't run into any surprise missing ingredients that you didn't think about and plan for. Then make sure to rotate through those in a certain amount of time and replace them on the other end. I'm beginning to wonder if maybe there's a good chunk of people who just don't cook at home, and that's why some people just have such a hard time with this concept. And that is a truly foreign concept to me, because we always cook and eat at home. We rarely ever eat out or even get takeout, pizza, fast food, things like that. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Do you generally cook and eat at home? And what about the people that you know? What I thought I would do today is put together an example week worth of shelf-stable meals. I'm going to put it all together in one tote box, because I do think it's a good idea to have something portable and ready to go. So if you do have to leave your home, I mean, obviously that's a last resort. We want to stay in our homes, on our home turf when at all possible. But if you're ever in a situation where you do have to leave and it's unsure what conditions you'll be facing when you do, it's a good idea to have a food supply that you can just grab and run with. And this will be a lot more useful than grabbing like a 5-gallon bucket of dry beans or something like that. So let's get started, and I'll show you what I've put together. This is just a simple, basic menu. This is things that I know my family would eat. This is something that I hope might be helpful, and it can definitely be adapted a million different ways to suit what your family needs and likes. So I did start with just getting a tote, because I wanted a tote to contain everything. This is, I chose this one honestly because it's cheap. It's one of the cheapest. It's not super sturdy. This is a Sterilite 58 quart. There are certainly sturdier totes that you could use if you wanted to. This one is see-through, which could be a negative or a positive depending on how you look at it. But I know this is large enough to contain everything I'm going to put in it, and it's inexpensive. Now, I planned my meals based on a family of 4, because I think that's a pretty typical family size. Our family is bigger than that. Your family might be bigger or smaller than that, but you can adjust or multiply these based on your needs. I just chose family of 4 because that was simple and typical. And I did plan for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 7 days for 4 people. I'm going to start by showing the dinners, and I'm going to work my way backwards. So I did get a couple of items that I got that are going to form a basis for several different meals. And that is a package of spaghetti and a package of long grain white rice. Now this spaghetti, this is a 4-pound package. I chose this because it was cheapest this way. I think it was $3.46 for the 4-pack, whatever it was. I think it ended up 87 cents per pound. I'm only going to use 2 pounds out of this box, but then I'll have the other 2 to use for something else. And the rice I'm going to use in several different meals. Now this package says that it has 20 servings. So if you're talking about 4 people, you could use this in 5 different meals. Now I do realize that the serving sizes they put on packages are probably a bit smaller than the serving sizes that many of us would typically eat as Americans, but I'm just using this as a basis to go off of. I feel like, number one, if you're feeding a family of 4, quite often you're feeding some kids, and small children sometimes eat less than the serving size. Number 2, something like this rice, for example, is going to be used as a basis in a meal. It's going to be mixed with other things. And so it's going to stretch further. And then the other thing is, these meals, they're definitely going to keep you fed. They're going to keep you from starving to death. You might not eat like a king, but you're going to get some food in your belly 3 times a day. You can always supplement this with snacks and other items. And additionally, you really don't want to have leftovers, because in a lot of times of emergency, sometimes we have no power. and you don't want to be opening your refrigerator, or you just have no refrigeration at all. So you want to make sure that you're going to be consuming everything that you're cooking and not have leftovers you have to deal with. So like I said, I'm going to use 2 of those 1 pound packages of spaghetti. That's another reason that I liked this 4 pound box, is because the individual pounds of spaghetti come in a bag, which is going to take up less space inside of our little tote box here. Some brands of spaghetti are probably sold in bags. You may find a better deal depending on what you have available for grocery stores in your area. But for me right now, this was the best deal I could find for pasta. So I'm going to do 2 different pasta meals. Pasta is inexpensive, it's filling, it's satisfying. Most people like it, and it's pretty quick and easy to fix. I chose to use a red sauce and an Alfredo sauce so that we can have 2 different meals and you don't feel like you're eating the same thing over and over again, even though you're eating pasta twice. I'm going to add vegetables with these meals. You can have green beans with one, peas with the other. Now this is not going to be a super protein heavy meal, neither one of these, but these 2 veggies do have a little bit more protein than your typical veggies, especially the peas, which have 3 grams of protein. The green beans have 1 gram. Now you could upgrade this if you wanted. You could throw in a can of chicken to put with your Alfredo. You could use whole wheat pasta, or if you were worried about the protein content, you could use the high protein pastas. Of course, that's going to add a little bit to the cost. So next we're going to have a couple of dinners focusing on the rice, or based on the rice. The first one I'm going to do is going to be a fried rice. So I'm going to use a can of mixed vegetables for that. For mine, I'm going to do a Spam fried rice. Now, you will always hear me refer to this as Spam, even though I know it's not. It's luncheon meat. It's the Great Value brand. I buy this because it's less expensive and we like it, but I always refer to it as Spam. So I'm going to be doing a Spam fried rice with the mixed vegetables. To do fried rice, of course, you're going to need some kind of oil. This is a very small bottle from Dollar Tree, so it's perfect for this application. This should be plenty of oil for any meal that we have in this whole box for the week. We're going to need some soy sauce. This, I think, also was from Dollar Tree. This is going to be more than I need for this meal, but then you'll have the rest of the bottle to season your other meals if you need it. If you have a handful of takeout packets, by all means, throw that right in here instead of the bottle of soy sauce. But if you do open this and don't finish it and you don't have refrigeration, I know it says refrigerate on the bottle, refrigerate after opening, but I got to tell you, my soy sauce always lives in my pantry. I do not have room in my fridge for it, and it's always fine. If you didn't want to do the Spam, you could do chicken fried rice instead. You could add a large can of chicken. If you wanted this to be a little bit healthier, you could upgrade your rice to brown rice. Just remember that's not going to store as long as white rice, but you should be probably rotating through and cycling through these boxes every year or so is what I try to do. Another way you can upgrade this meal is by adding a couple servings of shelf-stable scrambled egg mix in a little glass jar if you have it on hand and you want that, but I think it's perfectly fine without it. I think it would be fine just like this. The next meal I'm going to do with the rice is going to just be serving the rice with some chili on top. This is just a Walmart chili, and this is a Dollar Tree chili. Right now, for me, Dollar Tree is the cheapest place to buy the chili. Couple cans of that, put it over the rice. It's going to stretch both things further, the chili and the rice. And then serving that with a can of corn on the side. I know that corn is not the healthiest vegetable. I don't even really consider corn a vegetable, but sometimes it's not going to be perfect. So that is another meal using our rice. So now we've done 4 dinners. The next meal I'm going to do for dinner is going to be rice-based, but it's not going to be this white rice. It's going to be something different. We like to have yellow rice with seasoned black beans over the top of it. That's really tasty. You don't need any additional seasoning. I was going to serve this with some fried slices of the Spam, and you could also put a canned fruit or vegetable if you wanted with this. I am not going to do this. I'm going to keep it simple. I think that the beans for me is enough plant matter for this meal. For my next dinner, I'm going to be using a couple cans of beef stew. And I'm going to serve that over a couple of pouches of mashed potatoes. These are the Just Add Water buttery mashed potatoes. They're super easy to make. Just boiling water is all you need. So this is going to be a complete meal that's going to be comforting. The stew has the meat and veggies, and then we've got our starch right here. This is going to be a complete meal that's comforting and easy to fix. And for my 7th dinner, my last dinner for the week, I'm going to do a beef stroganoff. So I've got a couple of these pouches of stroganoff noodle sides. And I've got a jar of roast beef. Of course, you can use the broth that this is packed in as part of the water to cook your. These noodles do require, or they call for some milk to be included. I am going to talk about milk here when we talk about breakfast, so towards the end of the video. But for this, I'm just going to throw in one of these small cans of Carnation evaporated milk. This is a 5-ounce can. And that will be great to use for that. And then I'm going to serve some canned carrots with this for a little bit of color, a little bit of different veggie than what we've already had. Now, if you wanted, you could use like a hamburger helper instead of this. You could multiply or divide the number of packages you use based on what your family needs. I find that the amount of pasta is what really matters. The meat can stay the same. This container does say it contains 3.5, so almost 4 servings of meat. When I make multiple packages of hamburger helper, for example, I don't double the meat because that's the expensive part of the dish. Just doubling the pasta portion will fill more bellies easily. So this is what I have for my 7 dinners for the week. So next I'm moving on to my lunch meals. I did leave the rice right out here front and center because this is going to be used for lunches as well. Like I said, this is going to be used in several different meals, and they're going to be used in breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So the first meal that I'm going to do for lunch with the rice, now keep in mind these meals are going to be probably a little bit lighter because they're lunches. So for this one, we're going to just do chicken a la king, and we're going to serve it over the rice, and that's going to make it stretch a little bit further. I do have 3 cans of this because these are pretty small cans. In fact, it says on the back that 1 serving is the whole container. Of course, if you've got children, that could be different. And if you're serving this with rice and other things, it's going to stretch a little bit further. I'm also going to put a can of veggie with this. This is peas and carrots. You can do whatever you like. This could either be mixed right into it or served alongside. So for the next lunch, I'm going to do a tuna. You can do however many cans of tuna or pouches of tuna that you would want for your family. If you don't like tuna, you could certainly do this with chicken instead. And you could also use something like a deviled ham spread or something like that. These crackers I picked up at Dollar Tree. This has 6 individual packs. I really like to get things like this at Dollar Tree for just for lunches like these. Now, if you're serving 4 people, that means that 2 of the larger people or the hungrier people could have an extra pack of crackers. Of course, you're going to need some mayonnaise to serve with this. Now, these little small containers from Dollar Tree are perfect because it's not a lot of extra mayonnaise. It's just a little bit. The other thing that you can do is use mayonnaise packets, especially if you have them saved up from fast food or takeout and things like that. And then, of course, you're going to want something to go with this, so I'm including some canned fruit. So for another simple lunch, I'm just going to do some Kraft mac and cheese. Who does not love Kraft mac and cheese? I love the stuff. My kids love the stuff. I'm going to have a can of peas with this. Now, macaroni and cheese requires some additional ingredients to mix it up, but what you can actually do is you can actually mix mayo in for the mac and cheese in place of the butter and milk. And the other thing you could do if you didn't want to do that is, use another one of these small cans of evaporated milk or something like that. I am going to talk about some other milk options here towards the end of the video when I talk about breakfast, so stay tuned. Peas could either be served on the side or you could mix them right into the macaroni and cheese. We sometimes like to do that. If you wanted to upgrade it a bit more and have some more protein, you could always add a small can of chicken or tuna or dice up some Spam to go in that. For another simple lunch, I'm going to be using a couple packs of these teriyaki noodles. These are really tasty. I'm going to be adding a can of chicken. You could add a small can or a large can, whatever you want. And then I'm going to serve that with a can of green beans. That could either be mixed in or served alongside as a side dish. For my next lunch meal, I'm choosing to do some ramen noodle soup. I've chosen 3 packets of ramen. And then to that, I'm going to add some canned chicken. You could do large can, small can, 2 cans, whatever you wanted. And I'm going to also add in a can of mixed vegetables. This is going to make it more like a complete meal. Now, there's 2 kind of camps for ramen, people who like to drain the liquid and people who like to leave the liquid in. I personally prefer it drained, but if you're doing something like this, leaving the liquid in and having it as a soup is going to make it more filling, make it seems like it stretches further. So, and we're going to be adding some protein and some vegetables and make it a little.
Guys, this is just a basic video I found literally right before I got on here. I said, let me pull up a video on stocking just so people can kind of get an idea. I saw this one that was saying a low price for stocking so many meals for the family for the week. So I thought this was a good one. She has a few good ideas. A lot of the things you already know we won't be doing. The canned meat, what she's calling Spam, canned meat, fake meat. We wouldn't be doing that. We wouldn't be doing the canned ground beef. I saw her showing some canned ground beef. I've never even seen canned ground beef before in my life. I ain't gonna even lie. I don't know about y'all, but I've never even seen it. The top ramen noodles. Those noodles are poison. I hope nobody has those in their house. None of our people should be eating ramen noodles. Like literally, none of our people should be eating ramen noodles. Not those top brand. Nissan, whatever, any of those brands. When it comes to the water is very important. After it sits in plastic for a while, it's not that good. So what I suggest is getting barrels. You can get a large barrel that holds so many gallons of water. Get your water and pour it in the barrel. That way you don't have to worry about that, right? And when you're doing this, just make sure you're getting the foods that you need. When it comes to canning foods or, getting them and putting them in the mason jar, having them so that you're preserving them, you can preserve meat. You can cook chicken legs. Those noodles disgusting, since they'll kill you. You can cook like chicken legs, boiled chicken legs, so on and so forth. You can put them in a salt brine with some seasoning, some little vegetables, a little bit of onions, and then you can also prepare those in your mason jars as well and prepare them. They'll last for like a year, the meat, so there's other things you could do. You don't have to, if you're a person that does not want to eat these things, you could definitely find the proper things to do with your vegetables, so on and so forth. Getting powdered vegetables, powdered fruits. You might be used to eating, but hey, it might be just as good for you to just make something up that's just so you're getting the nourishment if it came to emergency. So there's nothing wrong with having those things, even adding them to different things in your food. So yeah, let's go. Try to finish this out.
A little bit more of a meal, but honestly, I think ramen can be a meal all by itself. And then for my final lunch meal, I just have a box of, this is basically like tuna helper, but it's just a generic version. And then of course you need.
We appreciate the ideology of everything she's saying. It's like great and wonderful, but yeah. So let's get to it. Basically, what we want to do is make sure that we have things that are prepared for our family. So the idea I want you guys to get, depending on the size of your family, you want to try to accumulate at least a week's worth of meals. And as you see, you can put everything in that box. So this is 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4. I suggest having at least 4 weeks worth. Right. So this way you don't have to worry about anything. If anything does happen, it extends, so on and so forth. Even when getting those things, making sure to hold back on eating so much food. We are in such a habit of eating till we get full. We forget that we're only supposed to eat to not be hungry. We're only supposed to eat to give enough nourishment and energy to the body so it's sufficient enough to carry on. But so many times we do so many other things. So when it comes to having everything prepared, like I said, you can do meats with canning. You can boil. You can do the boiled chicken. You can do like I know a lot of you guys eat like beef, so you can have like steak and stuff. Cook it. You put it in a brine, and you're good from there. So there's a few different things you can do. Definitely stay away from that canned meat. Yeah, disgusting. I remember that Spam when I was a little girl. I never liked it. I think I had it 2 or 3 times. My mom got it. My brother used to like it. When we were little, so she would get it sometimes. I tried it once or twice. I'm like, oh no, it's not for me. I used to eat Big Boy sausages though in the can. We used to get the Big Boys, the red big sausages. I don't know if y'all know about that in Chicago, but the Big Boy sausage, that's what we used to be eating for like the snack or quick eats. So when it comes to that, guys, we got to be prepared because we don't know what's going on. Another thing one of the sisters was talking to me about this morning was the generator. If you are able to have a generator in your home, this would be the time to get it. This is the time to get a generator, have it in your home so that you're prepared for anything that happens. You'll have some type of electricity. You'll be able to still cook. If you have electric stove, you'll be able to keep your refrigerator kept up, those types of things. We need to just make sure that we are not stagnant. And, these are easy ways to wipe us out. Oh, no food and people going crazy over food. Yeah, these are easy ways for these people to try and find ways to, just get rid of us, knock us out. We don't, they don't have to worry about us, starve us to death, let them kill each other over canned goods. You see how they did over the chicken. Remember the KFC thing? Remember how people were fighting, and I believe somebody even got killed over the KFC chicken sandwiches, right? So think about that. That was an experiment in itself. First off, they experimented to see how you guys would do with that GMO meat. If people are going to be going crazy, loving it, and killing each other over it just like they did, and they did. So this is now a passing that they just did about 6 weeks ago for the clone meat, because it's approved through the FDA, because they know people loved it. They went crazy over it when it came to Popeyes, right? Another thing it showed is what's actually going on when it comes to a shortage of food. So now if you have a shortage of food and you don't have anything to eat, you might want to harm somebody for that. You might want to go to your neighbor since, there's some issues. You might want to see what they got in their fridge because I ain't ate in 3 days. I didn't know about stocking up food. I didn't have many things in my home. So what I need to do is make sure that I'm getting something to eat for me and my family. It's survival of the fittest now at this time, right? So when it comes to that, being prepared and making sure that you can also protect your family, having things in the home for protection. If you're in the legal state, make sure that you have your guns, right? We need to have our guns for protection. I always got me a nice blicky on the side. You never know. You when it comes to a time of protecting you and your family, this isn't the time to say, oh, I don't think I want a gun, or I don't think I want. Listen, it's about what you need. It's not what you want. It's about what your family need for protection, not what you want. It's about being able to have and keep the things that you are able to keep if anything should happen, and you'll be able to protect your items, your property, and your family, right? So it's important to do these things. So what we need to do, Homestead Heart. Oh, let's look her up real quick. Sis, hold on. Let me put that in there if I forget. Because I want to look it up. I was trying to find a good video. I just couldn't find one. That just popped up first when I was trying to find something for you guys. Let me see. Homestead Heart. Okay, let's see. Canning. Oh, there she go. And she got a greenhouse. Okay, maybe we'll show that another time. But yeah, let's check her out. Oh, here's a good one. Sis was gonna come up, but they blocking her. They don't want her to come up and show her canning. Sweet cherries. Let me see if she's got some particular on the page. So yeah, we got to be able to make sure that we are. Oh yeah, let me show this because this is the best way. Potatoes. This is something that fills you up. The starch. I don't like a lot of starch, but when it comes to things for you, and that can fill you up, sometimes you may have to, in a time of need, go to things that you don't really want. Yes, Sis said 3 months. Yeah, I say a minimum of 30 days. Okay, hold on a second. So what we have to do is make sure we're protecting our homes, our families, our property, So if there are things that are going on, you want to make sure that you are able to feed your family. Potatoes, onions, these are things that are so easy to grow, right? We're going to get into this because she's actually showing us. Potatoes, onions, turmeric, ginger, the things that you need for your health are very important. You can grow them right in your home in a bucket, just like this bucket. You would put you some turmeric, a little bit under the soil, maybe an inch or two under the soil. Put you some ginger, an inch or two under the soil. Man, it's gonna just grow. Same thing with the potatoes. Same thing with the onions. You can cut the stem off of the onion, put it right in a jar or a plastic jug. It'll start to grow the onions from there. Use scallions. I love scallions. Same thing with the scallions. Get the scallions. Just get the fresh scallions. They already have the root on them. Put them in a little bit of water and just let them grow from there. There's so many things we need to make sure we're doing to have things that are needed for our families, right? Yeah, let's play this one real quick. This one looks pretty interesting. I love potato. She's got white potatoes, but if you're eating potatoes, you should only be eating red potatoes, red skin potatoes. She's showing a lot of white potatoes. These may be the Idahoan potatoes, yellow gold potatoes. You want red potatoes, right? They have the most nourishment for you. Fresh potatoes, right out your bucket. Check it out. But hey, wow. You got that dirty, nasty ass bucket. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna say this. When you're doing stuff like this, right? You know, some people just like, oh, you know, I'm already putting dirt in there. So I guess I don't really need to clean it out because I'm putting dirt in it. Not true. This looks disgusting. If you have buckets that look like this, do not use them. Please do not use them. There's so many germs in this thing. I'm just looking at the germs. You know, sometimes people aren't aware of things, so they don't know better. The idea is great, but sometimes they're not aware. You can look at the bucket. You see the brown, you see the black. It looks a lot like mold. The best thing to do, even if you have a pot that you have been using, you want to make sure that you are cleaning it out. Get hydrogen peroxide, pour it all around the rims of the bucket. Use hydrogen peroxide, cleanse the bucket, and then you will cleanse it with pure water, right? These things like this, no, and no. I'm just gonna say that. Exactly. So this looks crazy. They just doing anything. And let's consider it. What happened? How they grew. And if you have a garden, guys, just know get mint. You can buy fresh mint. Just like this, plant it already. It'll be like in a small pot. Get a bunch of mint. When you get the mint, right, what you can do is put it around your vegetables and things if you have them outside. Bugs don't like mint. Neither do rodents. You can use a little bit of baking soda around your plant to protect it from mice and things. And you can also use the hydrogen peroxide, as I said, so on and so forth earlier. Pretty good. Let's see. 60 days. Now we're gonna go to 90 days. Hey, sis, I see you in here, but it's saying your device not connected. I can't even pull you up. There we go. simple and easy it was. You don't have to even do all that. She built the thing, made the little shelf, so on and so forth, which is fine. You can do that. That definitely is very handy, helping keeping it out of the way of rodents, so on and so forth. If it's on like your backyard, so on and so forth. So that's actually pretty good. But you can just have your buckets, standing still pieces. She actually, no, I'm sorry. She has them up like this, so that the airflow can go through in the bottom and they won't get too moist. That's why the holes were drilled in the bucket. You don't want the roots to die out. And if it's too wet, that's what'll happen. Thanks for coming up, sis. I appreciate you joining us. And are you able to share, sis, or you still trying to get everything together? I know it's giving you a little issue getting in. Can't hear you, baby. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, they don't want you to talk, sis. Something else I wanted to talk about. Sis was mentioning something to me about purple lights in the city. I'm like, purple lights in the city? I haven't seen any purple lights in the city. Have you guys been seeing purple lights in your city? Let me know. I'm about to pull this up now. Okay, try to go out, come back in. So it's gonna work. Let's see. What do you guys think of this? And who else is familiar with what's been going on with this? I'm gonna try to wait till sis come back up to talk about this part. They're gonna lead to increase the yield of the potatoes. Keep putting dirt on the leaves to increase the yield of the potatoes because they will only grow under the soil. Peaceful, chill, peace, peace, peace. Blue or purple, literally purple. You see them? You see the purple lights, bro? Like literally, this crap is purple. It's been going on. I wasn't aware of it till the sister mentioned it to me because I'm like, I hadn't seen that. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hold on a second. Sis, I don't see the video didn't come through. I sent you an email. It's not coming through. It's not coming through. I don't know why, but it is not coming through. It's a blank email. Just give me your business info on it. That's crazy. But yeah. Try and send it again. Purple street lights are popping up across South Florida, but why? That's a good question. I hadn't even heard of it, but why? Why would they have purple street lights popping up all over the damn place? Don't make sense to me. Okay.
Another story you'll see only on Local 10 News of a purple haze lighting up South Florida neighborhoods after dark.
It's not weather related, but rather a glitch FP&L is working to get fixed across the state. Local 10's Christina Vasquez is live in Miami with the exclusive. Christina.
A manufacturer defect that we found some people just love. And have you seen one of these in your neighborhood? We've been getting reports across Miami-Dade and Broward, so we checked in with various utilities to find out why some of our streetlights are turning purple. When the sun sets, a purple light permeates this Miami neighborhood, washing treetops, fences, and homes aglow in a violet light that some find eerie, like a spooky movie set. Halloween. No,
come back in and put it in the back chat.
Muy interesante.
Find the amethyst hue glow to be
Es algo especial, muy bonito.
special, beautiful.
Oh my God, yes.
For photographer Selena Roman,
Someone sent me something from Wynwood, from South Beach.
the purple streetlights, which here in South Florida, FPL tells me, are the result of a manufacturer defect,
There's a glitch.
have inspired a new body of work, even a solo exhibition at Tampa's Tempest Projects called A Bad Batch, Beauty in the Breakdown.
These lights really transform their environments. Then when they're mixed with other street lights, I mean, it just creates these interesting patterns. Just looked really magical.
And turns out the issue impacting more than just Miami-Dade and Broward.
There's some neighborhoods that have dozens of them. Other neighborhoods, it might be one or two.
Tampa Electric tells us crews are working to replace their purple streetlights, as is Duke Energy in their coverage areas of Florida, Eastern North Carolina, and the Midwest.
Some people don't like them. They cite that it's hard to see bicyclists at night.
While not a desired color for some who prefer a traditional white light, FDOT says the purple lights provide the same intended safety benefits. As for Blanca,
Para mí no hay problema.
she doesn't see a problem at all. In fact,
A mí me encanta.
she loves them. And therefore, maybe every night she might want to come out here and enjoy it, because FPL and FDOT tell me they're in the process of replacing these lights. You know, we did speak to some parents too. They also had this public safety concern. All utilities we spoke to say a different hue, but they say it is not any dimmer than those traditional lights. In fact, FDOT plans to replace more than 200 of these lights in their jurisdiction throughout Miami-Dade and Broward. And we also got a question from some of you of what to do if you want to report one of these purple lights. You go to our website. That's local10.com. Reporting live for you tonight, I'm Christina Vasquez, Local 10 News.
Wow.
We started Warby Parker to make glasses more affordable, but then we thought, why can't we do the same thing to contacts? So we did. Shop top contacts brands without the hidden fees, plus get free.
So guys, what do you think of that? So a few of you guys have said that you have seen the purple light. Is this like really freaky? What are they doing? What's going on with the purple lights? I hadn't had time to look into it. Sis mentioned to me, I'm like, really? What's going on? I hadn't even heard of that. So I'm thinking I got to look into the cup. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely another frequency, sis. They talking about a product defect. How is it a defect? Exactly. There is no recall on it. Sis, I don't know what's going on. This thing do not want you to get up here. That's so crazy. Like really crazy. Yes, a whole nother frequency. So when you're looking at colors, colors make changes in things. So I'm wondering if there's something going on with certain foods that have been put out. If this will affect certain people that have taken the vax per se. Purple lights. I'm reporting purple light. 911, purple lights. Right. What's going on? What are you guys doing out here? What type of sorcery and witchcraft you got going on? Yeah, that's my thought. Oh, okay, sis, put the video in the back. Perfect. That's the type of stuff that I'm like checking on, right? Hold on. Mind control, LED lights. Now, when it comes, perfect, sis. Thank you so much. So when it comes to this, guys, you know, we talk all the time about these people having control over us and using brain manipulation, wave formatting, writing on your brain with brain mapping, right? Forms of hypnosis and things of that nature. So here's the video. I finally got it, sis. Thank you. Purple lights and mind manipulation. This is some deep shit they got going on, y'all, with these purple lights. Like I'm trying to really figure out like what's up. Let's go.
Control via the LED lights. We're seeing purple lights pop up all over the country in America right now. What's fascinating about these purple lights that they're calling a defect, and it's not a conspiracy or aliens or the government doing this. The news station is actually saying this.
Some thought it was some sort of discreet sign.
News propaganda.
Or aliens. No conspiracy theory behind the light.
No conspiracy. Exactly. No conspiracy.
The word conspiracy theory was coined by the CIA to make anybody who talks about the JFK assassination in an alternative outlook on it look like a nutcase that needs tinfoil on their head. But these purple lights showing up all over the place. The interesting thing about purple lights in blue, violet, is that it can hold the most data for mind control. There's scientific experiments with LED lights, as we see the LED lights being rolled out all over the world, not only for the...
And hold on, let's get into that real quick before we go on and move past such an important point. When it comes to the LED lights, I've talked to you guys about this before when they changed the frequency. You guys remember there was you got to get a remote control something to change the frequency on your television because it's not going to work. You had to get the converter box. That's what it was. You had to get a converter box, right? Because they've been trying to change the frequency, which is dimensions, right? So now when they did that, the next thing you know, they came out with the plasma TVs, right? Plasma, which is the same thing in your blood, light, which is light energy, and LED lighting, right? LED lighting, which is what this is. He's about to get into this and having a quick understanding of that, right? The LED lighting connects to you. The frequency and sequence of that, it actually connects to the cells of your body. because it's a false light, but it's the same thing as light because you are electromagnetic and you have a copper sense in you, and also because you have the ability to absorb sound waves, radioactive waves, frequency waves. Since you absorb that into your melanin, and then what happens is you actually convert it into energy and use it for other things. Now, with them being able to manipulate what you're able to use, they are going to be, using some type of mind control or using some type of brainwashing techniques to push something. We're going to hear what this brother has to say. I haven't heard the video, but just thinking about LED lighting, they can literally hear through the lighting. They can tap into a LED light bulb in your home and actually listening to what's going on in your house if they wanted to listen to you that bad. Like, this is how serious that LED lighting is. And I'm not exaggerating. This is 100% fact, 1,000% factual. Okay. So keep that in mind as he's talking about this LED lighting that actually picks up on sound and frequency.
Internet of Things, but these LED lights, there's scientific experiments proving that they can place false memories into people's brains and also control nanoparticles in the behavior of mammals and bacteria. They switched from this incandescent light bulb, which is nice on our eyes because it somewhat mimics the sun. Harvard researchers are saying there's a dark side to this blue light. This is why they make blue light glasses. But the reason it can store so much data for this mind control with purple and blue and violet that we see these lights popping up everywhere. This is why we have Blu-ray discs and Bluetooth, because blue can hold the data. So I'm going to show you how these lights can be used to digital. Put thoughts into your brain, sending information through the lights and manipulating our behavior. We used to be mind controlled in a more positive light through the campfire. We would stare at the campfire and we would tell stories, and this would go into our subconscious mind. But we would stare at the light, and this switched to us being in front of a television with the flicker rate flickering, putting us in a hypnosis stance. They choose the flicker rate on purpose because they could choose any flicker rate, but the flicker rate that they choose puts you in a deep hypnotic state, which makes you suggestible for programming. Mind control turned into behavioral mind control after the Pavlov dog experiments. So all the social media apps and the phones that we use, there's even programs coming out on neural governance, how it is mind controlling us, and there's people protesting it. Very smart people, not like myself, but like professors and doctors and stuff. Hacking our behavior via these apps, this is why they have gambling experts create these social media apps that we all use today. Over a third of the population is on these social media apps. So most of the world is using these and is in danger of having their thoughts taken over. But we're going to look into how these lights can control us, and maybe they already are. The movie A Clockwork Orange.
Remember, when they're able to tap into you and put information on your brain, it actually alters your thinking, taking you away from yourself. So now you're outside of yourself. You're not able to focus on what's going on inside of you because you have something else controlling, a controlling force outside of you.
Exposed the MK Ultra mind control techniques and had a famous quote, a bit of the old ultra violence. Violence and violet sound very similar.
Yeah.
So here's a little bit of the old ultra violet lights for the
exactly. Now, when you think about that,
but this movie showed how
right, exactly. So that's the purple, right? That's the violet, the seventh chakra, right? So this is talking about the manipulation of that, actually sending false information, brain mapping information, and writing the information through wave formatting onto the brain, giving it an idea, giving it what it wants it to think, all these things, actually programming thoughts into a person's mind. Because if you don't have the higher control, that's what's going to happen. Let's go.
MK Ultra could use strobe lighting effects to put people under mind control. The visible spectrum of light goes from the lowest hertz of red to the highest hertz of violet. Cops have red and blue lights because the red you could see during the day and the blue you see better at night, proving that the blue is more powerful. like I said, Blu-ray disc, Bluetooth, and then the upcoming alien invasion, the fake alien invasion under Project Blue Beam, which will use laser lights to show holographic images of aliens. Now scientists can make holographic images able to be touched. There's been scientific experiments where scientists can control algae via lights by placing a virus into the algae, which created new proteins so they could control the host via LED lights. Light-sensitive microbes communicate the same as neurons. Using lights allows the organism to be manipulated in actions and emotions. This could switch brain cells on and off. This is an experiment that has been proven to work. It's the first time anyone had managed to control brain cells with lights. The Smithsonian Magazine says telepathic communication with lights implanting thoughts into people's minds is within reach. And this has been successfully done decades ago on mice. Using lights to control the brain is called optogenetics. Triggering or implanting memories via light. Scientists can activate or shut down neural pathways, altering behavior. This is mind control via lights. Optogenetic stimulation can activate fear memories. A specific memory is encoded by neurons which can be manipulated, stimulating them with light to control them by implanting memories. Just like the neuralizer we saw in the movie Men in Black.
Removing true light, right? So when we're thinking about the LED light, this is what? Radium. Removing the true light and implanting false light, which is false information. Creating a whole story, planning a narrative, giving the mind an idea.
Men in Black had that little flash of light on the neuralizer, and then they gave you a false memory. Well, these movies being rolled out in the 90s, that is what's happening today. This has been done with mice. They have implanted false memories into mice brain. Pokemon sent 700 kids into the hospital and they were all having seizures because of this hypnosis flickering of light. The Weeknd had a music video which was banned from movie theaters because of the strobe lights. Wireless optical electrodes can deliver light to neurons in human brain, enabling us to erase memories, just like the film Eternal Sunshine
Because you are
of the
memory.
Spotless Mind. Companies have created devices that allow you to control lights with your thoughts, where you can turn a light on and off by thinking about it. Tiny injectable LEDs manipulate the brain with light. It's a tool to manipulate the brain in living tissue. This is all real scientific research that I'm telling you about right now. Not only can they plant memories and thoughts into people's brains through these light bulbs, but also they can control nanoparticles throughout the body with the light. New method.
How many times have I been telling you guys that when I tell y'all the ancestors don't always come through and bring some proof? Now, I haven't even talked about this in a while, but you guys know this has been so pertinent for me on every platform for people to understand about wave formatting and brain mapping, which is writing the information on the mind. I've talked to you guys about what he's bringing up now with the lights. This is so important. The thing is, they started the same thing when they converted everything else with the converter box. They also changed the lighting then. Oh, this is soft lighting. You want soft lights. You want, all this stuff. They started changing with that lighting so that they can tap in. Remember, I told you guys this. Because you're the current, you're the true light. All the light that's inside of you, that plasma they keep collecting. That's why they want to take it all out of you. That's why they have these plasma clinics everywhere. Not only are they taking it to use against you, people are donating their life, giving their life source away, which is the light energy, plasma in their blood, to these people to not only be manipulated or abused, but also so that they can continue to do it against you, using it against you. Do you know that they are creating plasma weapons, light energy weapons that can be used against you, your own plasma light energy that these people keep donating away? It makes no sense. We fall under the traps of these people, and they set the stage for you. Hey, we got these clinics. Come get this free money. Come get this free money. Fiat. That ain't even worth nothing. But they getting you to trade your life for some fake ass fiat money. Do y'all see the irony of this? Then they're turning around and using it against you in experiments so they can learn you. How can we get deeper inside of them with shit? If we get the light out of them and start studying the light, shit, we can get all the secrets. They already got enough. Damn, ain't we gave them enough? Ain't y'all tired of giving them all our shit? Giving them all our secrets? We've had enough of the trading of our secrets. Like, really? We've had enough of our people trading on us, agents in the land, agents just giving stuff away, all of that. We are tired of that. So aren't you guys tired of giving these people the tools that they can use to manipulate and use you and abuse you? Like, literally. I've been talking about this for the whole time since I've been around YouTube, and it's such an important thing. And now you see they're using it even more against you with purple lights.
Method to control nanoparticles with lights and magnets. Light particles that can be manipulated with magnet tracking the position of the nanoparticles in a body or a cell. Light
tracking is via
nanoparticles. Metal nano.
The tracking, keep in mind, the tracking is also used via the nanoparticles, because the nanoparticles have the same conception. And once it lands on you and it gets into your body, now they can be tracked via the light, via the frequency that's coded into the nanoparticles. Then these nanoparticles are duplicating in your body. So it makes it very easy, because now it's developing something. It's duplicating and duplicating and duplicating. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32, 32 becomes 64, and so on and so on and so on. So as these things multiply and duplicate inside of your body, now you get an ailment, you're sick, something's going on, because there's false light being generated through your body via the nanoparticles. Keep that in mind. And you're being tracked via the nanoparticles. Keep that in mind.
Particles have interaction with light, which can control the heart of a human. So the question I ask is, this
which can control
right
the heart of
What are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. It's Donut, and God bless you.
So basically, you guys get it. That more confirmation of this, like facts. It's so important for us to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves, guys, that we are not allowing anything to come in the way of manipulating us, mind, body, or soul. Preparing yourself. This is such an important thing. You know, stay prepared so you don't have to get prepared. Stay prepared so you do not. No problem, sis. I know you was trying, babe. We'll do it again. I want his sister to show some of the things that she does. She does a lot of this, doing the canning and stuff. So I want her to go through some of her techniques. And, I was going to add on, obviously, we share some of the things I do with my growing. Make sure you guys are getting herbs and things. Don't forget to be stocking up on organic seeds, right? It's very hard to find them now, but there are a few places you can find organic seeds. Don't forget, when you have your fruits and vegetables and they have seeds, take them out. Rinse them well and dry them in a paper towel. You can also take them if they're very moist seeds, like papaya. Certain seeds are very moist. Cucumber seeds, you can put them on very, very low in the oven and let them sit for about 10 minutes, and it will dry them out, and then you can package them and save them. These things are very, very, very important for you, having things that are going to be substantial to the livelihood of your family. Having some things that, you'll be able to take care of, so on and so forth. So that's very important. I did want to play something else, but I'm going to take a little time. I actually got in just before the bill got, I almost changed it, period. Again, I said no, because there's some other stuff I got to get into in the next couple of days. Me and Empress got a bill tomorrow. So I'm definitely wanted to make sure that we, we were able to get in here and go over this real quick and make sure I provided you guys with some substantial stuff that's important when it comes to you taking care of you and your family, being prepared, staying ready. Don't, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, at the last minute. Then when you're getting ready at the last minute, right? There's a lot of rush, and you're going to forget something. Something's not going to be done properly because you were rushing, so on and so forth. So I just think it's very important for us to make sure that we're keeping that in mind. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Stocking up. Not only on those things, but essential needs as well. Tissues, napkins, wet tissues, baby wipes, alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, keeping you some type of oil like black seed oil, castor oils, grape seed oil, these type of things that are healthy for you as well as you can cook with them. These things are very, very important. Halito, Keisha, I see you just came in. Peace, love, and bliss, darling. Just want to go over a few things with you guys to show you how you can make sure you're taking care of yourself, preparing your family. There's a lot going on. This could be going on in the next, I'm not talking about, oh, y'all, let me start doing this in the next year. No, not that type of junk. We're talking about like next, like month type stuff. I mean, there's so much going down. As I told y'all, when you go to these stores, I don't know if y'all noticing how a lot of these shelves are empty. It's like not for no reason. They're showing you what's going to happen. See, they won't tell you, oh, we're about to take our food, but they'll start showing you, see, there's a slack of this, a lack of this. You go looking for an item that you find all the time. You never had a problem finding in the store. You can't find it. It's nowhere. I have not been able to find my pecans for about a month and a half now, literally. I mean, I've been like back to the store multiple times. Still don't have them, still don't have them, still don't have them. Keep being out. Went to CVS, still don't have them, still don't have them. I'm like, what the heck is going on in Georgia with the pecans? Come on, Georgia, shine on. Come through. I need my pecans. Literally, I bought a thing of Planters nuts just because it was a mixed nut and it had cashews, almonds, Brazil nuts, pecans, and pistachio. Look, I gotta show y'all this shit because this is I kid y'all not. Let's look, y'all. It has no look. Not one. Am I putting it in the camera? Okay. Look, not one pecan was in there. Not one pecan. Not one. And mind you, it says deluxe mix. Look, deluxe. There it goes. It says deluxe mix. Cashews, almonds, Brazil nuts, pecans, and pistachios. All my favorite. My number one favorite is pecans. Like not one in there. Not one pecan in there. In the whole thing. I ate, y'all see, I ate like half of the can. I haven't found one yet. Like, this is crazy. So something is definitely going on. Just say they might have hit by disease. So I don't want them no way. Maybe that's the problem. That's what that maybe something else going on with them. Says, I love my pecans now, y'all, though. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody got a pecan tree. Y'all think about your girl. Just pack some up for Sistarsoul. Make sure y'all get it ready for it because yeah, you could ship that. But yes, make sure you guys are doing that. I have so many beautiful people in the community, not only the people that are coming together that really want to do what I'm doing, which is being a part of growing our community. It's not about me. It's about us. It's a us thing. You know, I don't want to be nobody's leader. I don't need to be nobody's leader. I appreciate that people look up to me and the things that I try to show and teach you guys, but y'all going to be on the same level I am if y'all just keep listening, because I show y'all everything I know. I try to put it out. I haven't been able to show everything. It's going to take time to do that. There's a lot of stuff, but you know, you guys are growing so fundamentally intelligent when it comes to this law and understanding a lot of stuff. Because when you guys comment in the chat, I'm like, oh, they with me. They know what's going on. So we need to all be leading in the right direction, all leading in the right direction. If we're leading in the right direction, then maybe it's harder to get lost if everybody's leading together, right? Let's try that. Sis said, speaking of pecan, I just had a whole limb fall from mine in the backyard because of this hurricane. Dang, sis said the whole thing fell. Well, sis, you know, since they done came off the tree and they just, you know, done fell down, you know, just scoop up some, put them in the bag for your girl. You know, let me know when you're ready to ship. All right, guys. I love you guys. You guys are everything. I definitely was going to just wait and not do Women's Work Wednesday because me and Empress are going to be doing the bill tomorrow. But close this out. But I definitely want to make sure that I touched on this because it's so important. The purple light thing and these people literally using brainwashing techniques over you guys. It's all mind manipulation via the violet secrets of the light and alchemy that light has on you. Oh, they still green, sister. They still green. Oh man. Oh, ruin those pecans. That's a crime right there in this damn self. I can eat pecans all day long. Literally, I don't even got to eat no food. I can just eat the nuts. You can eat nuts in place of meat as well. You know, a lot of people, oh, I need meat. No, get you some nuts, honey. Quite a few nuts. Nuts are a very high source of protein, and they're very good for you. Peanuts are really good for you. Roasted peanuts are very good for you. I like peanuts too. Almonds, cashews, pistachios. I love the honey roasted ones, like for real. So yeah, make sure you guys are doing these things to stay healthy. I love you guys. I want you guys to live a long time, to be able to be here for your family, your heresy, building it, growing it, helping your family to grow it, showing them the ways of living correctly and not under this system as they have been perpetrated to. So yeah, let's just make sure that we are staying in tune with everything that we need to do that is on the up and up. Anytime you're going to the store or something, you know, pick up some extra dry goods, pick up some extra canned goods, pick up a couple of extra packs of noodles, get you some sauces, you know, that, you know, make sure that you're pulling from the back of the shelf. When you look on the back of the shelf, they'll move back, they'll put the newer items in the back so that the older items can get bought first. So when you're getting these things, reach to the back of the shelf and get them. As I said, we'll do this again, maybe in a week or so. I'll do a quick one. I want to show you guys how to but how to preserve the cooked meats. Like you can do like chicken wings, wingettes, drums. You can get the big mason jars, and you can fit like a jar like, let me see. Let me get one show you. Okay, these particular ones right here, this one, you can fit like 6 chicken legs in here. 6. Okay, you can fit about 6 chicken legs in here. You can fit about 30 wingettes in there, believe it or not 30, I'm lying, 20. You can fit like 6 chicken legs. You can fit like 20 wingettes in there. And you can, if you're a person that eats meat, I don't suggest it, you can jerk it, smoke it. Smoked meat stays for a long time. But if you jerk any type of beef, so on and so forth, you can do the same thing with it. You would preserve it with a little bit of vinegar and water, seasonings, put onions in there, some peppers. It's good for like up to a year. I know that's right, Weebo. Keep it going. I know that's right, Sky. That's right. That's right. We're going to be prepared. Stay ready so you don't got to get ready, right? That's right. I love you guys. Peace, love, and bliss. I'm out. I got a one-on-one in about 30 minutes, so I'm going to take a few minutes so I can wind down. Haven't been able to relax since I came back in. I jumped right into this live a few minutes after. Been a pretty long day, actually. But yeah, if I have time this evening, I may come back with a little bit of information on one of these bills I've been wanting to do. Try and get some of this stuff out before tomorrow, because me and Empress definitely have a bill tomorrow. We'll be going over some good stuff as well. So look forward to that. Yeah, exactly. Back to the basics. It's gonna force you for families to come together. Families gonna start depending on each other, needing each other. I hope you guys saw that video. I did a quick video about 30 minutes earlier on the guy from Alabama. It's so touching. I really want everybody to go back and check that out. Yeah, smoke houses, exactly, sis. All that we should be able to smoke our meat. Man, I was thinking about it's funny you said that, sis. I was thinking about getting a smoker and smoking my meat and then preserving it then. So that's something I thought about as well. So yeah. Peace, love, and bliss. You guys the best. Nothing better. No one is as powerful or strong as you guys. I love you guys. If I'm not able to get back with a bill today, I will be checking in with you guys tomorrow morning to get something going on one of these things. So there's like 4 things that's been immediately on my mind I wanted to go over in relation to some of the things I've been sharing with you guys. Now, Lord, a lot of times there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that we go over, and it seems like maybe you guys forget things. If I'm not doing a live and kind of, keep things going, it's like it can kind of leave your mind, especially if it's not familiar information. So I'm trying to make sure that I get in the habit of spreading enough information so that you guys can absorb it and understand it, and it's not so broken up where you can't like put the puzzle pieces together, right? All right, guys. Peace, love, and bliss. Until later, much love, and I'm out.